Hi, thanks for opting in and spending time with us to learn about your health and fitness. Today, I want to share with you the 5 challenges that make you feel and appear older than you actually are. You know, many desire healthier, happier lives, but are at a loss on how to overcome aging obstacles. So, who's this for? Well, number one, it's for men and women that have little or no exercise experience. Someone that knows they need to get in shape and get onto an exercise program, but just don't know where to start. Someone who needs to lose weight and get in shape because it's affecting the quality of their life. Somebody suffering from chronic disease. And finally, somebody who's suffering from chronic injuries and joint pain, and it hurts just to get out of bed on a daily basis. So I'm going to share with you today the aging threats many face and how they hinder individuals' overall well-being. And I'm going to share successful tips to mitigate the results of aging. Now, who am I and why should you listen to me? Well, I started a business 13 years ago, and I was moonlighting as a personal trainer. My real job actually was accounting. And I looked at this industry as something that could be drastically improved. And I wanted to take a crack at trying to improve it and get better results for clients. So 13 years later, I have a nice full staff here at Personalized Wellness Center and a lot of great people that on a daily basis help people improve the quality of their lives. So in order to be successful, I challenged my staff to really dig into the research. We wanted to be very scientifically based. So the first step in that was to do a lot of homework and a lot of research into what was causing people problems and why we were aging so ungracefully. So we began to investigating the health trends. So we discovered some really interesting things as we did our research. And what we found was people are living a lot longer in the United States due to advancements in our healthcare system. However, some shocking things soon presented themselves. In the last century, there's been a 59% increase in life expectancy. However, people are living longer with chronic disease. So obviously, the quality of life is not improving with the increased life expectancy. As you can see, it has increased from 48 years old to 81 years old in 2009. Physical inactivity also destroys lives. We're finding that overweight is being accounted for about 300,000 premature deaths each year, which is only second to tobacco-related deaths, which is incredible to me. Diabetes is approximately 40 times higher in people who are overweight. So obviously diabetes prevalence is increasing, as we all know that, but 23.5 million people aged 20 and older now have diabetes. And it's projected to increase 52.9% within the next 4 years alone. It's absolutely unreal. And approximately 65% of people with diabetes die from cardiovascular disease. Heart disease is absolutely soaring. It's the top cause of death for men and women today. In 2006, over 600,000 people died from heart disease. That accounts for more than 1 out of 4 people in the United States are currently dying from heart disease. So the trends are absolutely alarming. Physical inactivity and unhealthy diets are the leading cause of chronic disease. Individuals need sound solutions or they can no longer live healthier lives. So well, if that wasn't shocking enough, we decided to also start looking at the appearance and fad trends because, let's face it, most people come to us not thinking about heart disease, but more about how they look and feel. So we wanted to take a look at that. So simply put, obviously, we are really looking at our appearance. It's really important to us. So approximately 11.7 million cosmetic procedures were performed in the year 2017. This was almost a 500% increase from the previous 10 years. So obviously, in order to look better, we're looking for the quick solution. So we also are turning to fad diets to change our appearance. So a lot of these include low-carb diets, specifically keto, Atkins, things like that. Low-fat diets, liquid diets, grapefruit diets, detox diets, cabbage soup diets, and the list goes on and on. But here's the reality. We are ultimately looking for something that's a short, quick fix. The problem is that if these things were working, we wouldn't see the trends from a poor health increasing as years go on. Again, we wouldn't see diabetes increasing. We wouldn't see people being overweight increasing if these things really worked. So we can't shortcut the system. We have to feed our bodies the appropriate macronutrients and not eliminate them. So as we look today back in the 1940s, you know, a 400-pound leg ring roller massage cost $1,000. And today we look at that sort of a concept and we laugh at it. Or in the 50s and 60s, soda and cigarettes were advertised as excellent weight control products. Again, we're looking back and kind of scratching our heads going, why did people think this works? The same thing is happening today. Marketing in the fitness industry is really, really good at making you convinced that some of these shortcuts work. In the long run, they absolutely do not work. We got to first address health, and then the body fat will come off. So why do we also, in addition to that, turn to fat exercise programs, hula hooping, bodybuilding, aerobics, wind relieving asana, We Fit, Zumba, and the list goes on. Well, I'm absolutely an advocate of being more mobile and active, but we have to take a more scientific approach to changing our bodies. The physiological aspects of our body are unbelievable, and it's not just as easy as going out there and jumping on the latest fad in order to get a quick fix. These things ultimately will end up in injuries and not getting the end result that we're looking for. So, boot camps, group fitness classes can be dangerous and inconvenient. Again, some of them are great, so I am generalizing, and we do some of those things, but we do limit the size. So again, if you were looking for boot camps and group fitness classes, there's certain things you should be looking for, but why are they sometimes dangerous? Well, because there's limited personal instruction that can lead to injury. In other words, you could have one instructor to 30 people in the room. One size fits all attitude. It's not adjustable based on the person's goals or fitness levels or medical conditions. There's a steep learning curve. One has to learn all the routines and deal with the soreness of being surrounded by others. So again, in that sort of a scenario with 20, 30 people in the room, some people could have been there for years and really understand the movements. Others could be brand new. Unfortunately, with one instructor in the room, we're left with having to figure out those movements on our own. We're just a number in those sorts of sessions. Scheduling. They're typically set schedules when going into a club. So obviously, you've got to work your fitness around the schedule that club has available to you. And the instructors, success of these boot camps or fitness classes depends on the instructor's knowledge, training, enthusiasm, and personality. Quite frankly, what we find is that most people get attracted to the instructor's personality, how fun or how entertaining that they can make that class. The music, and again, it becomes an entertainment value, not necessarily the right form of exercise to fit your needs. So continued fad failures turn into confusion. We keep jumping on all the marketing to lead us to a certain nutrition program, exercise program, and as these fads come and go, we're left with a loss on how to combat aging. We're increasing our chronic pain and decreasing the quality of our life, and we just don't know where to turn to next, so we keep jumping on that shiny new object. So now, the next thing we want to do is investigate the threats that are decreasing the quality of our life. So challenge number one, increasing chronic disease and pain. So obesity trends are causing increased health problems. This is also very shocking. So as we look at, since the 1960s, we've gone from 13.4% were obese to today of 33.8 in 2008. So that trend is obviously continuing to increase quickly. So obviously, obesity is also linked to cardiovascular disease, certain types of cancer, type 2 diabetes, and joint problems. So joint pain is more prevalent. Arthritis is the #1 cause of disability in American ages 15 and up. So it's scary to think that our kids, even as teenagers, are starting to suffer from arthritis. Nearly 1 in 3 adults have arthritis or some sort of chronic joint pain due to exercise as well as obesity. In women between 1995 and 2000, there's a 35% increase in arthritis. So the cost of joint pain can absolutely be devastating. More than 650,000 knee surgeries are performed each year with an average cost of over $5,000 out of pocket. Obviously, that's our deductible, and our insurance companies are hopefully paying the rest. So that really means $3.2 billion a year is spent on knee surgeries in the United States today. So 80% of Americans will experience lower back pain at some point in their life, which is why you see a lot of marketing geared toward the the cure or relieving pain for low backs. The average cost of a back surgery is out of pocket over $16,000. So therefore, another $25 billion is spent on back treatment every year. Knee replacements specifically are alarming as well. From 2000 to 2004, there was a 53% increase in knee replacements, 37% increase in hip replacements, and in 2000, approximately over 400,000 knee replacements were performed. If that same trend continues, we'll have 1.4 million knee replacements by the year 2015. So how much money is spent in joint replacement? Well, a knee replacement on average costs about $35,000. Hip replacement is almost $40,000. And so therefore, if preventative steps such as effective exercise and nutrition are not implemented, health begins to dwindle and costs associated with poor health and chronic joint pain becomes a major burden in our lives, something we need to obviously start saving for. Pain and sickness leads to obviously loss of energy, disrupted family time, the inability to enjoy and participate in everyday activities with our kids, and overbearing medical costs. You see more and more financial planners telling clients that they need to be saving money just to get through their later years due to health problems. So second challenge that we looked at was hitting plateaus. So obviously appearance affects social situations. A first impression, whether you're meeting somebody new, jobs, social activities, or whatever, are made within the first 30 seconds. 55% of that impression is made on how one looks, acts as they walk through the door. 38% is the quality of one's voice, grammar, and overall confidence. And an extremely low 7% is derived from their conversational skills. So obviously appearance can strongly impact self-esteem. According to an Avon's 2003 Global Women's Survey, most women around the world agree that how they look is an important element in their self-esteem and identity. It's obvious. And when a woman isn't able to fit into or buy clothes she wants, she quickly becomes self-conscious and discouraged. So how one feels about themselves shapes lifelong success. There is a study that found that self-confidence can result in earning hundreds of thousands of dollars more over a lifetime. So challenge number 3, weight loss gimmicks. We see it every day. So many try and many fail. So despite a $50 billion diet industry that promotes various weight loss methods, approximately 98% of fad diets fail. Obviously, think about this. This is why insurance companies will not pay to help you lose weight, because they know it's a bad investment on their part. They know that 98% of people will gain that weight back. And over 50% of people begin exercising, drop their program within 3 to 6 months. That's why it's a standing joke that everyone joins the gym in January and is gone by February or March. So diets can also be life-threatening. Doctors will rarely use and never recommend the HCG diet for weight loss. Well, why? Because it doesn't work. And any weight you lose because you're eating 500 calories or less. People died from diets this low in calories. So extreme programs produce the wrong message. As we look at The Biggest Loser, and who hasn't watched that really quick to see what's going on, admit that losing weight from a fad diet is a dangerous method, just so that way they could win on the show. Participants often lose 15 pounds or more per week. However, most of these people are gaining all the weight back once they leave the show, which is obviously what we're seeing in the industry, even people that aren't on the show. And doctors and nutritionists typically recommend losing 2 pounds max in order to have sustainable weight loss. Obviously, as you're starting a new program, sometimes you'll see more than 2 pounds, but that will scale off and level out at 2 pounds or 1.5 pounds, which is a safe way to go. So consumer spending. Home exercise equipment is extremely popular. We see programs all the time like Bowflex and various gimmicks trying to sell you things for your basement. So over 25 million Americans have some fashion of a home gym. In 2009, consumers spent $3.2 billion on exercise equipment. Spending on exercise equipment for 2010 is expected to grow 7.6% and is continuing to grow today, including things like Peloton and so on, which may be great bikes, but the reality is most people aren't using them. So it's wasted. So 36% of people don't use the home exercise equipment they spend their money on, which is roughly $1.1 billion wasted. 64% only use it one time a week. Now, think to yourself logically. If you want to lose 20, 30, 40, 50 pounds, is exercising 1 time a week adequate to get to that goal? Probably not. So the next part, challenge number 4, is a lack of instruction. So many just don't know what to do or how to get started. So often individuals feel very awkward or out of place when walking into big box gyms. 20%, 21% don't go to gym because they just don't know what to do. 3% avoid the gym because they're afraid to ask questions. So then what happens is you want to go ask a personal trainer for help, but most are not qualified. So not all so-called specialists are properly trained. You'll find certification requirements as minimal as $500 and passing an exam online. Now I'll tell you, there's over 4,000 certifications in the United States today, and not one of them are regulated by a state governing body, which means they're not worth the paper they're written on. So obviously, if you're going to seek a personal trainer, you got to ask some really detailed questions about their background. So 30%, 37% of health club members are beginners and are typically unfit. It's critical that personal trainers are properly educated and qualified to prevent injury from occurring. So inadequate trainers cause serious injuries every year. So there's a woman named Dorothy Bain. She sued the YMCA and her former trainer after she suffered a stroke. The lawsuit says that the YMCA failed to educate its trainers properly. Due to the stroke, Bain suffered great bodily and mind injuries, and she had a huge loss of wages and incurred huge medical expenses. She was forced to retire due to her permanent injuries. So obviously, inadequate trainers cost a ton of dollars misspent. The average hourly rate for a personal trainer today is between $65 to $80 per session. If a person meets with their trainer 3 times a week, that's $780 a month on the low end of that spectrum, or almost $10,000 per year. Going to a trainer who doesn't have adequate training, education, and scientifically based programs result in wasted money, time, injury, and no results. Now, some people could absolutely justify $10,000 a year if you got the results you were looking for, and it was an absolute life-changing event. But again, the statistics are horrifying on how many people don't get to their results because of inadequate trainers and lack of a comprehensive program. So signs of an unqualified trainer include non-accredited certifications, no former schooling, degree, or anything in a related field, a lack of experience. Many of them are coming right out of school or right out of their weekend certification. The program does not include scientifically based comprehensive program consisting of nutrition, strength, cardiovascular training, and even accountability. So obviously challenge number 5, we're all really, really busy. So we've increased time constraints for our exercise. We're busier than ever. The average work week in the United States today is 49 hours a week. Americans are working 350 hours a year, more than their counterparts are worldwide. And then we're expected to go home and raise our kids. So obviously, this decreases the amount of time we can spend in a gym. Between 1987 and 1998, health clubs membership grew from 13.7 to 22.5 million people. 64% increase. That's staggering, seeing as how people are using the gym less. In 2008, there was a 42.7 million memberships. However, less than 50% of members utilize the gym. Now, what's very interesting, the more we keep driving the membership price down, the lower the utilization. There are clubs that thrive today on driving the price of the monthly membership down and hoping you don't show up. It's their business model. What we have found is some of those utilization rates are as low as 20% per month. So how much money is being wasted? Well, the average cost of a gym can be $40 a month, not including the sign-up fee. Obviously, we see today's trends are to lower that even more. $480 is wasted per person each year on unused memberships. And in 2008, nearly 14.9 million gym memberships weren't being utilized at all, totaling $7.2 billion of wasted money in this industry. So the top reasons people stop going to the gym? Well, we're too busy, obviously. Exercise hurts, it's demanding. You can't stay motivated because you don't have a sense of accountability from a good support system, whether it's a personal trainer, family, or friends. Well, we don't know what to do, don't know how to get started, so we randomly come in the gyms and start pushing on things, hoping the end result will happen. We don't see results as a result of not knowing what to do. Again, goes back to our joke of starting a gym membership in January and being gone by March. We can't afford it. So many people, it's very difficult to afford personal trainers unless you can find ones that can leverage some synergies they have in their facilities to lower the cost for you. There's no system of accountability, like I said, and no privacy. We go back to those people who are feeling very self-conscious about walking into a gym because how they feel, the way they look, or don't know what to do. So they tend not to want to be out on the exercise floor with other members. So the results of these challenges, most people's quality of life is decreasing and their lifelong retirement plans are at risk because we're spending our retirement money on healthcare. 99% of people struggle with chronic disease and pain, hitting plateaus, weight loss gimmicks, and trying to figure out what's the right way to go. The lack of instruction, increased time constraints, and a lack of a comprehensive program. So what does this all tell us? It's a multi-billion-dollar fitness industry and weight loss industry, and it is absolutely booming. But only a few people are reaping the benefits of this industry. Everyone else is really struggling to get any sort of result. So there's a flip side to this, obviously. 1% of the people that are utilizing the right methodology is thriving and loving a high quality of life. Well, what do these people know that the rest of the people don't? This 1% is winning the ball game. 99% are losing. So once you make these changes and understand how to do this, you can have success. So what does the 1% of people know? Well, they know a comprehensive fitness and nutrition program is required to get long-term results. They know how important establishing a system of accountability is to getting health and fitness results. They know how important obtaining effective instruction is to maximizing results and avoiding injury. They know the right kind of exercise program that gets them time-efficient results. And they know their body is unique and requires personalized approach to getting results. Does this sound unbelievable? Well, we see it all the time. Here's a couple of our clients. Catherine, 61 years old. Anyone can do it. They just have to decide they want to do it. Our next client, Kim Zaleski, fantastic results. Just continues to work on a daily basis and is still striving to improve herself. So Amy here had an amazing result. Something she said that just, this is why we as trainers get out of bed in the morning. She said, I was getting dressed this morning and looked in the mirror and couldn't believe what I saw. I was in tears. I'll tell you, this is what us trainers love to hear. We love helping people just like these clients. So the bottom line, there are solutions for individuals who want to secure their retirement and have a high quality of life. So 5 steps to consider. Number 1, ensure your health and wellness with a comprehensive program. Establish a system of accountability. Again, whether that is via personal trainers, whether that's friends and family, anybody that will hold you accountable to the program you started. Number 3, obtain effective instruction. It's extremely important that we build our bodies the right way. Somebody once said to me a long time ago, I'd love for you to go out and build a house. And I looked at him and I said, absolutely not. He said, well, why? I said, well, I don't know how to build a house. And he says, but Matt, you're going into a gym 2 hours a day and you are spending all that time trying to build your body, trying to get a desired result without a blueprint, without a plan of attack, and without the required education to do it. Yet your body is a lot more sophisticated than building a house. Sounds logical, right? Make sure we achieve time-efficient results. Got to have measurable, attainable results. And know what to expect from your provider, your personal trainer, your nutritionist, anybody that's helping you get the right system. So, step 1, ensure your health and wellness with a comprehensive program. So a comprehensive program is the key to ultimate health and overcoming aging obstacles. A comprehensive program is going to include a few things. Number 1, proper nutrition. Losing body fat or even recovering from intense workouts is probably 80% what you do with your mouth and when you're spending time in the kitchen, not from the actual exercise itself. So obviously, proper nutrition promotes anti-aging, decreased prevention of disease, strong bones, reduced stress, strong immune system, so on, so forth. So I cannot stress enough that having proper nutrition is going to be the key to success. Number 2, a proper exercise program that includes both strength and cardiovascular training. So obviously that's going to promote bone density, weight management through increasing your metabolism, relief from joint pain, lower risk of injury, cardiac health, and decreases your chances of osteoporosis, and obviously just changes the quality of your life because you're more functional. And the final thing is accountability. And I'm going to tell you, from my experience, this is the magic bullet. This is the one that really helps people overcome those obstacles as life gets tough for them, breaking their plateaus, and just keeps them down the right path. So incorporating all 3 of these facets, we like to call them our pillars of success, is important to becoming successful over the long term. So all these pieces are needed to create a masterpiece. So physical activity and nutrition really go hand in hand. One without the other makes the glass half empty instead of being completely full. Both cardiovascular and strength training are critical because heart disease is the number 1 killer of women and men. So we want to be working toward their heart as well as their muscles. This is from Dr. Nelson, the director of the John Hancock Center for Physical Activity and Nutrition. So, obviously people from physicians to trainers like ourselves are obviously on the same page with making sure that our approach is an absolute comprehensive program. So obviously, it also does more than just increase strength and decrease body fat. It promotes physical and emotional health. So exercise increases your overall health and sense of well-being by releasing endorphins, which are our brain's neurotransmitters. Those are those things that make you feel good when you're done working out. It decreases attention and creates meditation through physical activity, and improves one's mood by increasing self-confidence and lowering symptoms of depression and anxiety. So a comprehensive program a synergistic program is an absolute key. If you think about it, you've probably tried diets that don't involve a training program like Weight Watchers. You've probably also tried exercise programs that didn't come with a nutrition plan, something you can get offline, or multiple different personal training facilities that didn't approach it from a comprehensive perspective. And the reality is you cannot out-train a bad diet. Okay, so exercise will actually increase your hunger because now you're creating this demand for calories and the body's trying to rebuild itself after its tough workout. So if you don't refill your body with proper nutrition, you're really going to plateau and actually probably gain weight because you're eating more of the bad things that you were eating before due to your increased hunger from the exercise. So obviously you need a comprehensive program that involves all 3 of those things. I cannot stress it enough. So the next step is really the accountability piece, and it's huge. A system of accountability drastically increases your odds of success. So the Virginia Polytechnic University conducted a study involving a walking program, and they had 2 groups. The first group would receive phone calls each week and just to check in and see how the people were doing on their walking program. The other people got no calls at all, and the results were staggering. So the people that got the phone calls each week continued their program to the tune of 45% of them continued after 6 months. People that did not receive phone calls, only 2% continued their walking program. So obviously that checking in and just asking how people are doing was huge to getting people continued on a program long term. So accountability makes all the difference. That study showed that weekly accountability increases the likelihood of continuing one's exercise program by over 2,200%. So obviously, if you're working with a trainer, make sure that they're checking in on you. Most of the hard work's done at home in the kitchen, not actually in the weight room. So, and find a program that consistently has that accountability system. We're not talking about, once a year of checking in, every single week is important. So it's really easy to fall off the wagon. So getting that phone call, a text, whatever it may be from your coach once a week is huge. And then the more people you can help hold you accountable, meaning friends and family, the more that infrastructure is in place, the more likely you're going to be successful long-term. So obviously this goes without saying, but make sure you have an effective instruction. exercise can be difficult, so it's really important to have qualified people helping you out with the instruction. So make sure that if you're looking at hiring personal trainers or a facility to help you through that, that it is a team-based approach. So a team of experts utilize scientific-based system versus single unproven view. So when we compare an expert team versus maybe just one individual, here's the differences. A team of experts utilize scientifically based systems, offer a combined expert skill sets and ideas. So in other words, if you have 4 or 5 people on that team, you're all coming from different backgrounds. And as a result, you're getting people with a lot of different experiences from clients, ones that may have had various medical conditions or obstacles that trainer had to overcome. Numerous expert viewpoints, coordinated efforts among training specialists. So in other words, if a trainer goes out of town or is sick, the business doesn't stop, the training doesn't stop. And then we'll guarantee that success is followed if you're working with a team. So versus the view from a single perspective trainer is that one person's view and perception on what may or may not work. You're at the mercy of that one person's skill set, and you're kind of sometimes being used as a test rat for that person's experiments on different exercise formats. So be sure that you're not the test rat, that you are working with an expert team that has a lot of experience. So here's some questions you can ask when you are deciding to work with a personal trainer. So here's some questions you should ask, and what the response should be from the company that you're looking for is, so number one, did industry experts develop the system, or is it just your personal view? Obviously, industry experts should be the ones developing the programs. Does your program entail scientifically based nutrition and fitness program? The answer better be yes. Is your program reviewed for validity by peer industry experts? The answer, yes. Work as a group to ensure validity and optimize the best talents of each expert. And how do you determine what program is right for the client? Well, you should use scientifically proven systems that customizes a nutrition and fitness program specific to the individual. So a little more on that. Every single person is different with different medical conditions. The program needs to be adjusted to the specific individual, not a one-size-fits-all cookie-cutter program. And then what is the trainer's formal educations? You should have bachelor's degrees by nationally accredited colleges, training certifications, nutrition certifications that are also accredited. And does the company have mandated training for continuing education for the trainers? The answer had better be yes. They should be a very rigorous training program that all trainers go through with people that have a lot more experience before really getting out there and training clients. So obviously, out of 30% of your adults get the correct amount of physical activity. This is a very, very, very low number. And even smaller percentage actually join gyms. If a person does not know how to implement an effective program, the few hours they have spent working aren't as beneficial as they could be. So, the approach is typically we join a gym, we go randomly just kind of push on some machines out in the gym and hope that we get the desired result we're looking for. So, again, be sure that you obtain effective instruction and learn the correct exercises and techniques for you individually and how to modify them based on your needs. So an individualized program is vital because every individual is built differently, has different goals, has different fitness levels, responds to certain programs better than others, has health considerations, has a different lifestyle. An individualized program decreases the chance of injury and increases positive results. And a little more on that, some people like to train privately, some people like to train semi-privately or in a small group format. Sometimes that camaraderie and that sense of competition helps some people, while others feel more comfortable in a private environment. So the right program saves money, frustration, and time. So obviously effective instruction combined with a system of accountability ensures success and saves money because it produces positive overall health results and significantly increases use of the health program in place, resulting in no wasted money. So obviously step 4, we want to maximize our time. So we want time efficient results. So the right environment is absolutely critical. When choosing environment, make sure that it can focus on you and your instruction between you and your trainer. And 100% of the gym members, only 35% actually use their membership. And as a matter of fact, that's actually decreasing even more. Of the 35%, only 2% have an effective strength and conditioning program in place. Like I said, just going in and randomly pushing on things typically does not work. So private suites and time-efficient and intimidation-free solution. A survey actually showed that nearly 20% of individuals felt the worst part about going to the gym was being intimidated by all the hard-bodied hotties. So, again, you shouldn't be intimidated. Just focus on yourself and make sure that you are improving, and don't compare yourself to others. And find an environment that offers privacy and doesn't entail waiting for equipment. Get the most out of your time. Individuals are busy and don't have time to wait for equipment, classes, or deal with an undesirable environment. What they need is a pleasing environment, an effective, efficient program to achieve ultimate results. And find a program that will give the best workout and results for the amount of time that you have to give. So know what to expect from your provider. So what should you expect? Well, you should expect a coach that genuinely cares about you, that's genuinely interested in your success and is successful at tracking your results and is very motivating to your success. A coach that sets appointments and goals and has a system of accountability set up. One-on-one personalized instruction, or like I said, in a small semi-private environment. Has a bachelor's degree, certified, and so on, that has a lot of experience and knowledge in the field that they're working on you with. And make sure that the program is a scientifically based, multi-expert developed, and is comprehensive, consisting of nutrition, strength, cardio, and accountability. And what to expect from the facility? Private settings. We want to make sure that you're getting the one-on-one attention you need and not out in an intimidating environment. So you don't want to be trained out on the gym floor with the rest of the gym members. No waiting for equipment. Comfortable and clean. Clean is the #1 reason why people leave gyms. So, and you can also get infections and things like that if it's not a clean environment. And the highest quality equipment that you can find in the market. So, questions you should be asking. Outline questions that before you sit down with the trainer, so that way you preempt and while you're shopping all the competitors out there. So ask them about their degrees, certifications, how many years of experience, what type of equipment they use, what types of modalities do they use, and can things switch over time, or are they a one-size-fits-all type of training methodology? Never settle for anything other than the best. Success can be achieved when correct steps are implemented. Employ top quality providers that will increase your overall well-being. So success belongs to those who have safe, customized exercise programming, coupled with exercise, nutrition, and accountability. And if you can't do all these things, then work with somebody who can help you get there and give you the right advice. So you have a choice. So how can I help you get these things that we've just laid out over this big, long webinar? So over the next 48 hours, my team and I, we've set aside time and we can talk to you personally. If you have any questions about this webinar, how we might be able to guide you in the right direction. We don't want to make this a big selling pitch to you, but we want to make sure that the questions you should be asking are answered. Even if you're working with another facility or another trainer, we are happy to help you ask the right questions and put you on the path to success. Whatever your biggest challenges are, we've seen it, we've overcome it. We've been in business now for over 13 years. So combined with our 7 trainers, we have hundreds of years of experience, honestly, and we've come from all different backgrounds and have a lot of passion about helping you achieve your results. So who's this for? Who can we help? People that are serious about lifelong changes. We put our blood, sweat, and tears into you. We want to make sure that you are willing to put the work forth to get you success. If you are not ready to make life changes, please, please, please don't waste your time starting a program until you are ready to follow through with it. People who are looking for more professional approach to their health and fitness. We are at a very, very, very professional environment. As a matter of fact, most of our trainers, we have multiple degrees in various aspects of life. So we all came from professional backgrounds and try to make this industry as professional as it can be. So, and people who are looking for a customized program with guaranteed results. We have the ability to do multiple modalities that fit the absolute demand that everyone has. We have some of the most safe approaches. We have physical therapy here as well that oversees our program. So we are one of the safest medically based exercise programming around. So And we obviously want to work with men and women to decrease body fat, increase their strength, or just make them more functional and enjoy life. So why are we doing this? Well, we want to give back to our clients, and we want to see you get the body of your dreams that you honestly deserve. Second, we're tired of all the misinformation, gimmicks, the next new diet fad, exercise fad, and it just drives us crazy to see this stuff. So we want to make sure we get the most scientifically based information out there for you. We want to clear up all the confusion for you when you make the buying decision or whoever that you want to work with. So if you decide that you need more help and that you want to talk to us, ask any questions, please give us a call, or you can go out to our website, akronfitnessandwellness.com/appointment, or if you just go out to our website, obviously you'll see buttons there where you can book an appointment. Once you opt in, you could also then book right online an appointment with us. You'll see our schedule. Or you can call 330-867-2399, and you could just hit whatever extension. You can get to myself, Kim, our fitness director, anyone at the front desk. We are here to help you, but we've really carved out time over the next 48 hours to dedicate our time to help you out. So I look forward to talking to you very soon and putting you on the path to the right health and fitness.